I'd like to welcome you this day to the Kingdom Business Network. This is a network whereby we discuss business, matters business. We come to your house to try and help you run your business. We also want to inspire the young people who are listening to us on how they can start their own business. There are some people who are facing some challenges in business. We also address the same. And we bring you different people in different industries so that at least you are well-rounded. And if you are looking for a way to get started in a business, you'll hear something that is going to help you. Today, we have a very interesting topic, and this topic is centering on solar revolution. Solar is becoming the next big thing, which has a lot of job opportunities, has a profit opportunity, and at the same time, helping to power homes, helping to power businesses and all that. And with us today is an expert on solar energy, an engineer by profession, John Ndegwa. Yes. And I would like to welcome John Ndegwa. You can introduce yourself and tell us what you do. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much. John Ndegwa, engineer. Work at a company called EcoDash Power Solutions Limited. We are based at Nairobi. We have been doing solar for the last closer to now 10 years, inspiring people, inspiring institutions, inspiring the society how to improve their energy consumption and utilization.
Welcome, John.
Thank you.
How has life been the last 1 week?
For the last 1 week, let me mention that it has been good. Mm-hmm. We are enjoying now some hiccup we had for dollar rate going up.
Okay.
But now we have a proof that it's down now. Mm-hmm. So we feel comfortable in our business.
So what's the way forward in terms of the dollar? Do you think there's hope, or do you think it's going to come down or stabilize?
At least now we can have we can see the light end of the tunnel because we are able to plan ahead. Mm-hmm. At least before we could be all over, we don't know what's going to come next.
Okay.
But today we feel at least it has stabilized to somewhere we can work with.
Okay.
As a business person.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And on my immediate right is Enoch. Enoch, the man from Uganda. You can introduce yourself once again to the viewers.
Sure. Thank you so much, Bishop Francis. I'm so excited to be here today to learn. We're happy to have you here, Mr. John. As the young people, we are really excited about learning about solar energy. Like our Bishop said, it's the future. For the young people, we need to know how we can really be incorporated in this, how we can join the solar industry, how relevant it can help us in the digital space, how fast it can improve our lives. So I'm really excited today to learn about the solar revolution. Yes, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
So John, you said you ran a company known as EcoDash Power Solutions.
Yes.
When did you start EcoDash Power Solutions?
EcoDash came into being 2014.
Okay.
That's the time we founded it. Mm. And we started in a very small office.
Okay. How big? How small was this office?
It was 2 meter by 3 meter.
2 meter by 3 meter.
Yes.
Wow, that's small.
It was that small. We could only have one desk. Mm-hmm. But the vision was bigger than the space we had. Mm-hmm. So it came into evolution when I only had one helper, I being the director and or the founder, and then one helper to go to work with me. But the good thing is that the person I recruited that time was very helpful, and we were able to manage across the board, motivating people, and also able to get the opportunity to install solar systems. And it has been a journey of, let's say, a challenging journey. It's not a walk in the park. Having a small, you don't have finances to start.
Before we go to challenges, allow me to take you back.
Yes.
Before you started EcoDash.
Yes.
What is your entrepreneurial journey? Because there's somebody who might just hear you started a company, okay, it's 2 by 3 meters office. But how was it been to you in the journey of entrepreneurship before EcoDash? Maybe you can take us back.
Let me take you back to where it started, where the whole thing. While at school, because I was brought up at Nyeri, that's where I was born. I went to school there in St. Mary's Boys Secondary School. I got grades to take me to the university. At the university, Kenyatta University, that's where I got enrolled in 2007.
Okay.
I pursued BSc Energy Engineering.
Oh, energy engineering.
Yes, for 5 years course. That it went up to 2011, 2012. Then from that, I went for internship here and there. You can imagine when one has finished school, you don't know where the next day is. So I went to a corridor of doing an electrician, serving small installations of bulbs.
Installing bulbs.
Sockets in the house, fixing problems.
How much are you paid to install a bulb?
I think that time you could be paid as much as 1,000 if you are lucky.
1,000 shillings?
Yes.
Okay.
If you are lucky. Otherwise you get 500 shillings.
Okay.
The whole day. Then of course we had, it took me for like a year doing those kind of, let me say experience, gaining some few experience wiring challenges, wiring a house, the normal way an electrician, where a man can do. I remember I'm a French engineer already, who have started the journey of engineering, but I'm getting now all the things. So you can see what is in the mind now. I'm thinking I'm getting the wrong direction. The opportunity is not coming now. But later on, I appreciated when I got a job with an organization called Rural Electrification Authority.
Okay. How long did it take you to get a job? You tarmacked for?
A whole year.
You tarmacked for a whole year?
A whole year.
Doing odd jobs?
Odd jobs.
Attachment here and there?
Yes.
And then you now get a job?
Then I landed a job,
okay.
my first
Rural
job.
Electrification.
Rural Electrification. There I was given a chance of program supervisor, learning the entire Kajiado County in power supervision. Every project in Kajiado County, I was the one in charge. Well, the good thing, I also didn't stay for long.
Okay.
I think there was another better call, because that one was more of power line construction. Can you imagine?
So
the transmission line.
So you stayed for how long there?
8 months.
8 months only?
8 months on.
Okay.
Traversing the Kajiado County all over. And then I sought for change of U-turn to something else. I asked my boss, but then she was Engineer Ruto. Through electrification, I told her, look here, I need to do something else. She really persuaded, you have done a very good job at Kajiado County in power line, because there was a problem of a contractor not be able to finish the project timely. But within the short time, I was able to make the contractors have a better milestone in achieving their project. In case there are problems with the oil, if I could really come in and make sure the project are delivered timely. So there was a good milestone before the way it was. A lot of problems, but now I've come now. I want to exit now this platform. I was persuaded, but I told her, thank you for the opportunity. Let me try something else.
Okay.
I had in love that I need to pursue solar technology from big to small. So it came and I said, well, let me think of something. I originated the name Ecodesh.
So now you are now thinking about becoming an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Just hold it there. There's something that he raised, Enoch, and this is whereby somebody leaves. There's all issues of looking for attachment, poor pay, doing something that you are actually not what you are trained on, like the bulbs. What's the reaction and what's your advice towards young people in terms of not being choosy?
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That is a good one, because when you look at the discussions that we've been having over time, there's something that I'm appreciating, that all people who are successful today, for example, engineer here, John, with Ecodesh and all the success he has achieved, it did not just happen in one day. It didn't just happen like in a, snap. There is a journey, and that is what I was really interested in, the journey of you tarmacking you know, some of us in this generation, we don't want to really, you know, allow the process. We don't want to go from A to B to C. We want to jump from A to Z.
Yes.
So it's for the young people. I am learning that everyone who is successful today, they have a journey. You know, 1 year tamaking, looking for a job, and of course God is so gracious. After 1 year, you get somewhere to work, and that is how your journey started, because you didn't have Ecodesh when you were at school. You didn't have Ecodesh when you are tamaking, but when you started somewhere, I think God appreciates the start. Our bishop always says that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So because you did move, because you attempted to move out, a lot of things now began unfolding. I am learning. He worked for 8 months. Then God probably had put so much in you, and then that was the time for it now to blossom, because you were exposed.
Or has a certification, and he's trying to get to his dream.
Yes.
And that journey is not easy. Here you are, an engineer, putting bulbs and all that.
Yes.
What would you tell them?
Let me inspire our youth, because one of the biggest problems the youth are having is lack of patience in life. They want to finish school today, land to a big job, buy a vehicle, get the best lead in the city, lead to a very imaginable miracle overnight. But one thing we need to inspire our youth is about patience in life.
Patience in
And as well, you may well dream that is possible. You may dream and dream things that are beyond your your reach. So, for example, when I finished school, now I'm an engineer who is training in odd jobs. Well, I didn't give up. I didn't go back to the village because I will make my parents also feel stressful, feel down that we have toiled so much on this person, but now he's back in the village. So whatever you can do, small, just do it with a patience that there's tomorrow to be better than today.
Absolutely.
Because I could do those small odd jobs. Then here comes a job application and become a program supervisor at Rural Electrification Authority. And I didn't know that whatever I was asking, because that could have been a big X. I said I've been doing electrical jobs. At this time I would not say small, I would say electrical works. And so they felt they have a person to start with the journey. So I inspire them with them to first look for experience with internship, with attachments. And so they should not choose. You never where. You may be an engineer, but you are doing accounts.
Okay.
Whatever opportunity is there, just explore it.
You might use
it somewhere, because I remember when I finished the university, I had also another small course. I done a CPA. Accounting.
Yes.
I done CPA. I was doing it alongside my engineering program. I could do my studies where without going to school, I just get the books and read, but then book the exam. So I could do different things, because I remember even when I was in university, I even got a job at Equity
Bank
as an internship to roll out an account, this account opening and marketing. And that was a very interesting thing that even today I always inspire youth with. It was an internship that has come, it's outside my scope.
Yes.
Then I've landed in it. And it was about now originating account with for the Equity Bank. It was only for 3 months.
Yes.
It was done across the country. They were going for the university students. And then KU was given a slot, other university like that. The good thing I realized about it, at the end of the 3 months program, the account that I had blocked for the bank, marketing, it was overwhelming for across the country.
Okay.
Yes. I remember going to a bank. By that time, my bank branch at OTC, where I was going, was called Alison Geta. Said he has never seen such an account opening within the shortest time possible. That even the equity directors got the information.
Yes.
What is happening at the OTC? They are opening so many accounts. We have now many customers.
Wow.
It was so, they didn't. And one day, after I finished my internship, I was called. I asked, please come. There's something we wanted to know about this. What did you do that we brought this abnormal, let me call it abnormal number of customers? Then they told them, well, they booked me a day to come and pitch and motivate now the other staff. Remember, I have not finished school and I'm motivating already finished school and working class. Inspiring them what they need to do so that they can also turn out to a better performance. And after that, they were finished telling me, now look, can you finish the school, you come for the job? So even a school, despite doing those wearing, I had chosen it literally because I had already an opportunity to go to the bank. But I chose to work toward my vision so that I grew up with my course that I've been so passionate about. Because I specialized in renewable energy at the university. So I felt there is more to be done on this renewable energy, which we are not utilizing it yet.
Okay. So to the young people, people coming from the university, what is coming out from this discussion is stay patient, be patient. There's nothing that will happen within a very short time. Whatever small job you can do, whatever attachment you can get, work on it. It doesn't matter how much they pay you. They might even not be able to pay you a lot. They might only be paying you, might be bus fare, or might be only give you lunch, or not give you anything. But the little experience from what I'm gathering from John is very, very important, because later it is going to add up. It's going to count. There's no wasted experience in life. You need a well-rounded person. He's an engineer, but remember, he talks about doing CPA, that is accounting. He even at some stage worked in a bank, and later all these experiences added up together. And I like something that he said, that when he went to apply for a job at Rural Electrification, he didn't say he was just a small technician. He talked about doing works. You know, works is a big name for big projects. And those are big projects, according to him, basically were the putting of bulbs and all that. So don't belittle the little thing that you do. Always stay positive and keep being engaged. Don't go back to the village. He refused to go back to the village. And now we can start hearing about the vision, because now you've refused to go back to the village. You've stuck at small jobs. You've worked at Rural Electrification. And now you are saying now you thought of doing something for yourself. What inspired that vision? What made you say you don't want to be employed? Rural Electrification is a government body, isn't it? And I know for many people who love to work for government, it's more relaxed. There are a lot of benefits and all that, and namarupurupu and all that. What made you say you want to do your own thing?
I said earlier, the vision. I was doing power line supervision at Rural Electrification Authority.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing, but I felt I can do more than this. Because when I'm in that county, remember it's one of the hottest county we have in the country.
Okay.
So there is a lot of sunshine that is all over. And Masai could tell me, when you're putting us electricity, but there is a lot of sun.
These are the Maasai telling you.
Maasai.
Okay.
You'll be charging us on this. But do you know someone who can do this? So I found there is another voice somewhere persuading me that, yes, we are doing this, but there is another way we can explore. And I feel, look, I did my program of renewable energy. I feel not utilizing it. I feel I'm more than this. So sometimes if we put ourselves to a comfort zone,
Yes.
we may not see the bigger vision. So we need to keep challenging ourselves. Let's not be in a comfort zone where whatever good things we have, we're just locked in it. There are many, and it all involve about risk. So I decided to leave this job. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not going to be paid monthly nowhere. But now I've decided to step aside on this and try something else.
Yes.
So it's involved risk taking.
Risk taking.
Yes. And also following up your vision.
Okay.
Whether it will yield today or tomorrow, just have a faith that also, even God's work with faith. So if you have a faith that will work, I had faith. Because I moved from a very big office to a 3x2 room, which I don't know whether I'll be able to pay the head month.
You didn't even know how.
I don't even know how to add to, yes. I only had a one table we are sharing. Yes.
That's interesting, Enoch. What do you get out of this? He goes to Kajiado.
Yes.
It's one of the hottest counties in Kenya. It's not the very hottest, but it's one of the hottest.
Sure.
Then he meets just ordinary people in Kajiado County, and they're telling him about the sun. What do you think about? Is that a godly connection or destiny? What do you call it?
I love the conversation. Thank you so much, Bishop. I come to now learn, because now everything is lining itself. The other day you are telling us about the steps for someone to enter into market to start business. You have to identify a need. You get the idea. It's all about the need. Now I see now it, because nothing happens by mistake. There is a process it has to take. You talked about need the other day. One of the first things you have to consider when you are to start business, you told us it is being customer centric.
Yes.
Customer centric. It has to be coming from the customer, not you imposing your wants on the customer. It may take longer for you to break even if you are just focusing on your needs. But business is in identifying a problem, then you solve it. So it was that passion that led you to move out, and God made it possible for you to connect with the right people, go to the right place. God tells Abraham, leave your home, go to a place where I will show you. The other day, a professor was trying to enlighten to us that most of the breakthroughs you're going to get in life are not found where you are in your home. You have to move out. So imagine living Nairobi, then going to Kajiado, one of the hottest places. You know, someone may think that is the end of you, yet that is turning out to be the beginning of you. So I look at it as a way that God made sure that you go into your passion, what you studied. It was there. You know, it's like, you know, your passion is always there. It's looking for an opportunity to break through. You know, you went in a place, there was hotness. You studied something, solar could be a solution. I am very sure you didn't struggle so much. Because we are taught when you go to a market, you be like a fisherman. You know, when you are like a fisherman, a trained one, you love, the other day we were sharing, Bishop was asking people, what do you love most? Kind of meal you love most? And then some said chicken, others said githeri, you know. I don't know what is your favorite meal.
It's meat.
It's meat, yes, good. Now you may want meat, love meat, but when you go into the area of fishing, you cannot put meat on a hook to go and catch fish. You need to have worms, the food for the fish. That is how you will be able to net, to capture fish and things like that. So that kind of scenario, it helps me in business and everywhere in life. You are a solar expert, you are solving problems. That is why you are shining today. So, man of God, that is what I try to
That's quite
get from this. Yes.
Abraham, the father of the faith, he's inside a tent and God speaks to him and tells him, Abraham, get out of your tent and look up.
It's true.
So I see you in such a similar situation. Here you are, John. God gives you an opportunity to go to Kajiado. And the ordinary countryman in Kajiado tells you, look up. you know. And that now becomes like confirmation of the vision that you had. Because yes, you've said you had a vision. How did you, vision, how was it birthed? Was it birthed in Kajiado? Was it birthed in the university? How did you birth the vision, and how did the vision progress to become now something that now pushes you to go and open that small house?
In our course of working in the university, I went to very remote areas.
Okay.
Somewhere called Lagabogo. Lagabogo is in Garissa.
Okay.
There's a lot of sunshine there. I'd gone with to take my friend there, doing some solar enlightenment. Just when we were in the course of our school, I realized, and I was touched by the young kids there. They don't know what about tomorrow. They're living each day like at a time, in a very sympathetic way. Even going to school to them, they would go to school just because there would be a lunch. And what we had gone out to do ourselves is to meet them in school and give them solar lantern. Just a small lantern, so that they can be able to do homework. Now, you can imagine they are living in a Manyata. Why would homework be done? In fact, ideally it's not for homework. It's for lighting up during the night. And we had gone to give lantern with that organization. But now we are having lanterns for homework at school. And we realized, let's visit at home. We find Manyata. You feel it. In Manyata there's no table. So the lamp we give, it was only for lighting so that their mother would cook. So I realized, I think the light is so important to this family. These people live in Kaloboi. Kaloboi, there were those small tin, you'd put a cloth and then there is kerosene inside. And we realized when they're lighting up during the night, they're emitting a lot of carbon, which were affecting their lives as well. There's smoke all over. So they're inhaling the carbon. So even their eyes have problems. So creating more problems. And at the same time, we found that these Korobois, in a that Manyata, can cause also the Manyata to burn. So it will, by mere taking a small lantern, it changes their lives. You find they're looking at a lamp like a television. They have never seen such a bulb. And it's just a small lamp hanged somewhere for solar. And they're looking at it, wow, what is this? You blotted. Because they are used to a very unhealthy kind of Koroboi. So to me, I feel, sometimes I would feel, what are we doing even to the small marginalized community? It's bigger than us here. We feel comfortable. We are not no longer using those kind of things. But it's good we also imagine some of the opportunity comes, they unlock our potential, at the same time we unlock the other people's potential. Because even those kids right now, because the outstretch of the solar project and technology, they have really stopped those ones. Now they are using solar lantern in those even marginalized area with the help of many NGOs that come on board. So I would say my inspiration was somehow could be touched by many buttons where I go in life. So if when you are looking for opportunity, I think whatever you face in everywhere, let be a learning lesson of something you might use tomorrow. You might remember something and it helps you. And it connects you to also bigger things that you can do.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's very nice, John. We're going to take a break, but before we take the break, I just want to mention that we'll come back and you'll tell us about the solar opportunities in Kenya. Why solar? Why is it solar? Big thing. So my viewers, stay tuned. I will take a very short break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
I wrote a book, a powerful book, that is 7 Keys to Success. All of us want to succeed. Nobody here wants to fail. I have no doubt you have a deep-seated desire how to succeed, but you wonder how. There are principles in this book. I call them keys. There are 7 of them that I have elaborated, that I have discussed in this book, and I have no doubt when you read this book, well, you will succeed. Many people have read it and they have come. The other day I met somebody who told me, well, I read your 7 keys to success and I have been teaching from that book. Actually, she's a pastor and she told me, well, I actually bought several, I have given to my leaders, to my people. You can use it also for teaching and even blessing other people in your family, church, and friends, even your place of work. 7 keys to success. I have no doubt when you read this book, you will succeed. Failure is not your place to be. You can be successful by reading 7 keys to success. Call that number, send a message, and we will respond to you and send you a copy of this book. God bless you and see you soon.
Faith Today TV is here to make your brand outstanding. Worry not on where to advertise your business or your product. Call us on 0114 777 000 or email us on info@faithtodaytv.co.ke.
Mountain Moving Faith. This is my latest book. And if you want to learn how you can move mountains, life has many mountains. While this journey, you will encounter mountains and you wonder, how can I move mountains? This is a book to read. And it took me time to research, to pray, and to wait on God and look at the scriptures and what Jesus talked about moving mountains. And this book is quite a story, it's quite an inspiration. It is quite something that will change your life. So order your copy today. We can send it to you wherever you are in this country. We will be able to send this book to you on Mountain Moving Faith. Call that number or send a message and our team will be able to ship it to you wherever you are. There's a book to read. You can also buy for your friend, for a family as a gift. And I have no doubt they will thank you and that they will be always thankful for what you have done for them. So God bless you as you read this book, Mountain Moving Faith.
Welcome back, my dear viewer. We are with John Ndegwa, the proprietor of Ecodesh Power Solutions. And today we are discussing about renewable energy, the solar revolution in Kenya. We're exploring solar energy solutions in this country. And before the break, we talked about what inspired you, and you ended up starting Ecodesh in 2014. Now, I would want you to look at or give the viewer a taste of what solar is to this country. What is the importance of solar? Why is solar the next big thing? Why are we talking about a revolution? What is it that we're talking about? Why should people care about solar?
As we get to there, let's understand what is the solar we are talking about. The solar technology is an energy that we call it renewable energy sources in having Kenya, that we can utilize it. It's a free from sun. We get it from during the day, during the night we don't have it. is that in fullness of time of the day. Now, we are at the equator in our country. Let me mention that. Our country lying along the equator, we experience one of the longest hours of sunshine, average 6 hours.
Okay.
This makes us, our country, position in a way we enjoy more solar than any other country, especially below where we have the southern side of the continent. They experience less. All countries along the equator, they experience more sunshine hours. We are lucky in this country.
So the sun is overhead.
The sun
Kenya.
yes.
Okay.
And we get the longest sunshine hours. So the solar comes with many things. It comes with an importance of carbon reduction. And carbon reduction has been the biggest problem in what we call nowadays climate change. Everyone is now witnessing climate change all over the world, globally. And the climate change has brought many things in terms of our life. It has brought unpredictable climate, and funny diseases we have never met before. We never know about cancer. It's all come to the correlation of the climate somewhere. With these kind of challenges, solar, being a renewable energy, is creating an avenue or the opportunity that we can utilize another sources of power to do whatever we do in our activities, at home, in our school, in our industries, wherever we work, because we need power. So with this solar, why can't we embrace it? With the importance from that it can make our life better. Because look, our technology right now, we are going to solar in motor vehicles. We have already rolled out vehicles that use electric. And these electric cars can be charged using solar. We have now at home everything we are calling LED. All these different technology has raised even our plants in a way solar can power them. In a way they take very true power consumption. It's said that whatever we used to use from the grid is now at a reduced consumption. So this is the era for solar now. That's what I can say.
The viewer is mostly interested in the costs. Maybe you can tell us, how does the cost of solar compare with electricity? Because in the end of the day, the sun might be free, might be available, but there's a cost attached to actually delivering that to his or her house. And if you want the person to make a switch from electricity to solar, how do you compare that cost in the short and long term?
In solar, we always see the cost may look high at the initial.
Okay.
But the maintenance is zero.
Okay.
So I always give a hypothesis. When you're putting up a house, you see mabati, the stones, they look expensive. But once you start living it, inside it, you don't realize the cost. The same with solar investment. The cost may look, somehow the capital today may look high, but once you are in it, there's nothing to service. It's zero service in terms of nothing to pay because the sun is doing it. The only thing we mention in solar, because it comes with 3 major equipment, we have the solar panels. We call them solar modules. These are solar generators that now harness power from the sun. Then there is the conversion, which is done by an equipment called inverter. And then we have the storage part, we call it battery. Now, the only part that we service in solar, as per se, is the battery. And with the technology evolution, we are in technology where we use lithium battery. Lithium battery can take us now over 10 years.
A battery 10 years, lifespan?
Yes, 10 years.
Okay.
So, in looking at the cost now, let's not look at the cost of buying the panel and the inverter, because those are hardwares that we build power. Like it's the same case scenario. We say we don't look at the transformer when you are connecting power, because transformer is under hardware. Once we put it, we are sure you have power even from the grid. So now the transformer here equivalent is the panels and the inverter. Now what we service in grid power is the bills. In solar we say what we service is a battery. So if you look at the cumulative consumption when you're using grid vis-a-vis the storage which you serviced after 10 years, you find the solar is far much ahead. And that's why we are encouraging people to embrace solar. Of course, there is an aspect we say it's easy, you can go slowly by slowly to upgrade to what is capacity that you can have. So let's not have fear that it's expensive.
Okay.
You can start from small, one panel, one inverter, one battery. Later on, we scale up.
Okay.
So the issue of costs is not a hindrance.
Okay.
So long as you'll be able to, for example, in many factories right now, that would pay bills per month from 10 million upward, and with the inflation it went up to 15 years, they have now embraced solar, and now they are able to reduce their bill by almost 40%.
Okay.
You can imagine these industries, they have panels all over. And they have reduced the bills with a solar technology system, we are calling them on-grid.
Okay.
And this on-grid system, they are not substituting the grid power. What they are doing is that they optimize when the sun is available during the day. They do much of their production. If it's a factory that makes cement, they make most of the heavily consuming machines. They run them during the day when the sun is being generated. And that, during the night, they do the light applications.
Okay.
They can be parking, they can be doing labeling, those light duties. So with that, they find their bills have gone so much low.
Okay.
Even at home, if we embrace solar, we are going to have reduced power bills. Somebody who was paying 5,000 to 10,000, when you embrace solar, you can be paying 1,000. So that's a reduction. Because nowadays we have technology, especially being used in home setup for heating water. If you embrace it, you have the solar system that heats water. Then you are left for the lighting. And then we have solar for lighting. When you combine the two for your home, your bill is could be a standby charges for metering.
Okay.
So we are encouraging people to embrace solar. To the first point, they can reduce their power bill. Number two, they are likely to have no blackouts.
Okay.
Because so long as there is sun, there is power.
Okay.
And so long as we have stored part of the power, then we can use it during the night.
We are coming from a place whereby when solar was introduced, and might be old school, people still have that imagination of as a panel powering a black and white television.
Yes.
And it couldn't do any much more. Might be just recap, because I know you've mentioned a few of those things. The technology today, what can it do in a household? What can it power? Because I know there's somebody who still has that old thought of solar as something a bit limited.
Yes.
Can you just elaborate again or reiterate the impact of solar today?
The impact of solar from old days to now is like comparing the telecommunication.
Okay.
I compare it to telecommunication, where to make a call, it involves you going right now from here to town to to go to a booth.
To a call booth, yeah.
I make a call there.
Yes.
And maybe you must have communicated with the other person that you'll be calling at a certain time. That's how I can compare. Now the solar technology. We have moved where we used to have a black and white TV, a battery, and a panel. Now we are talking about solar system that can power the entire factory, that can power entire school, the church, home.
Okay.
That's the kind of system we are talking about.
So you're literally saying in a home it can power everything for 24 hours.
Yes.
You can even store power to do 24 hours.
Exactly.
And powers your fridge, powers your television, powers your microwave, powers your pump.
Yeah.
You have a water pump.
Yes.
And it can do all that.
It's not only even, some people even think it cannot do welding.
Welding.
It can do even welding.
Okay.
Yes. For people who have connected to their home and they want to.
And yet that is where I want you maybe to focus and accommodate us. You talked about solar panels worth 10 millions, you know, that's a lot of money for the Gen Zs, millennials, and part of the Generation X. So we are wondering, are there more affordable or subsidized costs for one to have a solar system in their maybe home or workplace? And then also we are worried about the reliability. How reliable is solar system? Because we've grown up in an era, some of us with electricity, we are used to electricity, we think that any alternative may not be so reliable. You know, we're in a generation, for example, the Gen Zs, there's a common saying, they would go for reliable Wi-Fi more than a reliable toilet. That is a common saying. So we're thinking, we want to be relevant. We're talking about speed. Someone wants to have access to maybe information, internet, Wi-Fi, all those things, and we don't want anything to slow us down. That's the kind of generation we are talking about. So if you are addressing revolution, you must have generation in mind, the millennials. Yes. How are you accommodating them? And how reliable is solar? And then the costing. Is it something that we can try? Is it something that we can indulge in, or we just have to sit aside and hear the conversation, then wait for another panel?
Okay, to the youth,
yes,
or people who are starting their lives to do better things, you can use solar system to do your, maybe nowadays youth are doing things like computer, online things. So it's all about the needs, drives what solar system you need. With the youth, what do they need? Number one, it could be the computer power. It could be the bulb power. So their power needs are a bit smaller. And when you come to the solar, you don't just go buy a solar. First get the application, get the power demands. What are the needs that I need for? Because that's what the solution you're going to have. So in this case, if it's a youth, and maybe he wants to power his camera, his phones, his computer, there are those small package, which are even some below 150,000. And nowadays we encourage them, when they come to us, we can have an account opened for them. Then we have an agreement how they'll be paying it, so that to enhance their intake for this sort of kind of projects. The other thing you mentioned is about how reliable it is. First, let's embrace professionalism, because before we get to the bit, let's start. Who are you going to source these solar systems? Did you start from a quark somewhere, or in the middle you realize I needed a profession? What I say, start right, get it right.
Yeah.
If you engage a competent professional, you're going to get an advice from the word go, that these are the power needs you have, yes. So the solar panels we need are these numbers. The capacity for your inverter is this. The battery is this. So let's embrace the functionalism where you go to source the solution from. That's one of the things that I always map it with reliability. Yeah. Because if you get the design wrong, you get everything wrong.
Sure.
You buy a big battery, very few panel means you cannot charge the battery. Or you do the opposite. You get very big panels, but a very small storage. So let's embrace professionalism and so that we get competent solutions providers.
At EcoDish, what is the procedure that you follow, or the process that you follow to do installation? For example, I come in and I want you to install solar. What's the process, and what are the products that you have?
At EcoDish, let me mention we have we call us EcoDish Power Solutions. So the word solution is very well pronounced because we don't just sell products. So first and foremost, when a customer has a need of a solar solution, we first engage in a dialogue and a conversation.
Okay.
Because we want to understand what is your need. It's the same like we become like doctors. We cannot start treating if you don't go to the lab.
Okay.
So you must first, if it's at your home, we may need to come and visit to understand your power needs. If you know them well, if you know them very well, we may not come. But if you have no idea what you need, we have to do what we call energy audit. We need to understand if it's a school, then we need to understand what is their power requirements. From the power requirement, we'll do now the design.
Okay.
And the design will now involve to know how many number of panels that you need, the size of the inverter, the power storage part of it, and of course, do you have the space for the system? If you don't have the space, maybe you don't have that roof to accommodate it. What can we do? We have now to understand, do you have a bigger lad? Maybe we can mount them on that place. So the always thing first is to assess your energy demands. After doing that, doing the design, now come to the budget part of it. We'll give you the budget, but we also need to hear from you. Do you have that budget? If you don't have, then we need to understand what are we able to do. With the budget that you have, we can scale it down, looking at the future that when you have more, you can put, and then we scale it up. And nowadays, we are partnering with financing institutions. They're coming on board, especially for where a lot of big budget is involved. They're coming in to offset. So it's not for you now. It's more like a loan kind of system.
Or you can actually get a loan.
Yes, to finance it at a very low interest. We have partners who are coming on board. If it's especially for big system, we shouldn't match so much money. Above, maybe you can have maybe 15 million, 20 million going up like that. They come on board because maybe you didn't have that money somewhere. Instead of you putting or disorienting your cash flow, they come in, we partner with them, they will fund us, we'll put the solar system, and then now whatever bills you have been paying come to service them now. There's that arrangement so now. So, and this is the most lucrative, I think, approach now. The biggest heavy power consumer, they need the solar, are going.
So what products do you have?
We have variety of the products from different solutions. For solar lighting, we have solar panels, we have inverters, we have the batteries. have different quality brands that so far they are top mainstream in the technology. We have them. On solar water heating solution, we have the solar thermoset boilers that you put on the roof, ranging from 200 liters to 300 liters. We have a variety of solar pumping solution. This is where people have dug borehole. They want to power now their borehole using solar. We have solar panels, and you have the solar pumping inverters which are involved. Then we also have a solution for solar lighting. And this, you want to power your area or a compound with solar lamps. We have small for gardens. You have for flood lamps, solar street lighting. All of them are available.
Okay.
And we encourage our viewers and even you to visit us in our showroom. All these things are available.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, there's somebody out there who is asking for an opportunity in terms of business in the solar industry, job employment. Might be somebody is inspired to get into that solar space. What opportunities are there? What advice would you have for especially the young people who would really want to help them get into the space that you are in? What opportunities would you advise them, and what do you see as a future?
Looking at the future, from the analysis that has been done, looking at Vision 2030, is that we have an opportunity of harnessing 15,000 megawatts from solar in our country. And so far what we have been able to do is 155 thereabout megawatts. What does that mean? We are below 5% in terms of exploring the opportunity in solar. And why solar? As I told you, we are along the equator. We are experiencing the highest sunshine hours. What does that mean is that we have the opportunity to harness solar power and use it as an alternative to what we have. We have generator, we have grid. These bills are now killing us now. Everyone is feeling it. Especially because we have many bills. Now when you have power and the other things you feel, so it's always good to think of how do I manage bills. So now, solar is there as free. So people who want to, at home, you want to have, to reduce much of your bill. We call it the start of journey to financial freedom is the first remove the power bills.
Yes.
Once you remove the power bill, you have embraced solar. And I think nowadays we cannot miss to say that we have an reliable power grid, especially when it rains. When it rains, be sure because of the state of our infrastructure, of power lines, sometimes they fall down. When they fall before our utility companies come to restore them, 2-3 days, we have no power. If you are a business person, it means your office has no power for the days. Either you have a generator that you'll be running for the entire 3 days. And you know how fuel is, the cost now. So what are we saying? You are in business. And you are closing your office because you have no power. Because your computer cannot work, your printer cannot work, your data, but the sun is there. So there is opportunity to making your business stabilize rather than lose money. You have employed staff. When there is power, they are all idle. It's so unfortunate that it's happening. But to reward yourself is embrace solar and keep off those kind of outages. At the same time, reduce your bill, have reliable power. And one thing we may say, solar is one of the cleanest power. You have had power burning equipment in the house. It happened because sometimes of the transmission hiccups. We get long voltage, our plants cannot take those voltages, we end up burning everything in the house. But what we say about solar, it always gives stable, clean power.
Yes.
So many things are coming along with this kind of technology. There's many opportunity. First, you need to calm yourself down from bother of the quality of power we are having. Number two, we need to stabilize our business. Number three, for young people, there is so much that they can come to tap on this scope. Because, as I told you, we have 15,000 megawatts not yet put. We need more people to come in the industry. But at the same time, most of our universities have started training. That's the things I appreciate. We have now courses being offered for solar technology, renewable energy in our university. So I think academic-wise, we are doing well. What now we need to encourage our young people to start looking out for this opportunity. They can go for their studies. And now they start evolution of going renewable and looking for opportunity. Instead of saying there's no job, there's so much to be done in this space.
Wow.
We cannot, there's space for everyone.
Yes.
We are not to finish everything. So if we need more players in the market, we need people who can fix them. We need people who can also sell them.
Yes.
So the space is there.
That's wonderful. My dear viewer, especially the young people, there's a lot of opportunities in solar. As he said, we have not scratched even 5% of the opportunities that are available in solar. There are career opportunities, there are opportunities in terms of marketing, in terms of being solar engineers, in terms of being salespeople, being electricians in this space. And the challenge is to you now. After having listened to this conversation, there is an opportunity for you to get into this. If you're passionate, if you have this vision, you can be able to make it happen. So with parting remarks, let's go to Enoch.
Okay.
Parting remarks.
Thank you so much, Bishop. Thank you so much, Engineer John. You've really educated me and allayed most of my anxieties. And I feel like solar is the way to go. Because in our generation, we embrace alternatives. We don't want any break. We don't want anything to really slow us down. And if solar is giving that as a solution, I think it's the way to go. And I like the way you have really stepped down and showed us affordable packages, you call them that way, that someone can start. You don't need everything. You need to have someone do the diagnosis. When I was at medical school, we called it community diagnosis. Yes, I have that background as well. So I learned that you can save so much when you approach the experts, the professionals in the field. They will help you do the itinerary that you need. They will help you preclude what you don't want and what you require at your price, your cost, what you can afford. This is very exciting. I am very positive. You have really built my optimism. I know this is a way to go. Yes.
Thank you very much, Enoch, and
yes.
Thank you for participation.
Yes.
John, what's your parting remarks?
Let me mention that solar is there, and solar is waiting for everyone. What we need to do to ask ourselves, when should we start this? We have a company called EcoDash Power Solutions. If you need an inquiry, you can visit us. We are at Blessed House, first floor, along Thika Road opposite Garden City Mall. You can reach to us through our office line, 0714 777 502. And you can reach our sales team there. So we are much encouraging to start embracing solar and start enjoying it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. I'm a witness of some of the fantastic jobs that you have been able to undertake. I've actually participated, viewed and partaken of some of the things you've done. Big installations, small installations. So I'm a witness and I can give testimony that you are able to do some very nice work. So with that, dear viewer, I would say God bless you. Stay tuned to Kingdom Business Network, where we keep on giving you tips on how to grow your business, bringing in different panels so that you are able to be well-rounded, that you can be able to explore your vision and may God bless you very much. Until we meet next time, God bless you.